First of all, it couldn't be your fault. When this life of mine would fall, it will always be my call. Trying to throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me? I thought, what age are we? It's warm outside, and we all want shine. Let you know about it in the city, cause stay in the crib this time. Whoa, got pics on the way like a vacay. Shoot photo with an AK. Got friends by my side, trying to have a great day. And I wonder why they throw shades, yeah. But it's all on me, let them roam free like a European, yeah. See me pick up the phone like I'm trying to haul a home, starting to act like E.T., yeah. Rock them shades, now they can't see me. Trying to run away, but I'm not speedy. Need no fake, I just want what's real, and I ride that way till I'm free, yeah. Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me, no rage.
Evening.
Good evening. How is one?
Still not bored yet.
Bored of what?
The music.
Mm.
What was that?
What do we think in the comments? Let us know what you think to Jason's music choice.
You still don't like it, do you?
No.
Tough. I'm not bored. Once I'm bored of it, once I'm bored of it, then you can pick the next one.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. God, they come round quick, don't they?
I know they do, yeah. I know. I felt quite ready for it today, though.
You did?
Yeah, I did do, yeah. I've been looking forward to it. It's interesting. It's interesting to see how the parks have gone on.
That's it. You just ruined the old show. Told everybody what we're going to talk about.
What are we going to talk about, Jason?
Paint drying. How's your week been?
It's been a bit better this week. We're getting there. I think I've got a busy week this week coming. It's all building nicely.
For pickups?
Yeah, I've got a nice list, probably about, I think when I had a look earlier, there's about 18 potentials on there.
Right.
Which is probably the most I've ever had, actually, on the list.
Yeah, so 6 or 7 then you're going to get anyway, aren't you?
You'd have thought so, yeah. How about you?
Fighting fires every day. The difference is when you normally come and work, you fight one fire. We're fighting like 10. But you get on with it, mate, don't you? Do you know what? Last week's show, what did you think? Open mic.
It was different. It's fast and furious. It was
I like
funny.
that.
I liked it. It was funny. I think that was my favourite bit.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? We ought to do that. Because what did we have on? We had Extreme Motorhome Adventures. We had Caravan Shorts. We had Rolling with the Robsons. Mark come on as well. Yeah, he come on. And it was good, wasn't it? It was like jab, he's someone else. Jab, he's someone else. He's someone else. Yeah. Do you know what? We ought to do that once a month. Open mic.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Because it's nice to
people, different people on.
Different stories as well, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So,
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, then, if you want to be on open mic, we're going to do that. What, shall we do last Sunday of the month?
Yeah, possibly, yes. Sounds about right.
I think we need to apologise to people as well, don't we?
What for? What have we done there?
Because we're not advertising the Motorhome Show on Sunday night. We've been a bit sloppy in advertising it. Yes, we're going to be on every week, mate, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's always, it's not going to stop going forward. It's just going to change a little bit from show to show, but we're always going to be on a Sunday night. But yes, we have got a bit lazy. I think it's because it got busy, that's why.
Yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? You're working all day. Like I say, I'm going in at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're coming back home at 6 o'clock. And you're knackered, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just long days. I feel better after this weekend, though. I feel better after this weekend, so we'll see. I don't know, I just feel a bit more refreshed and ready to go. I think a bit of positivity in the calls last week. How's sales been? Is it still busy on selling?
Dropped a bit, to be honest, which, well, I've stopped advertising anything, to be honest with you. I need to call. I know why you're positive, because you're going away next week, aren't you?
I am. I'm going away in the motorhome. We've got Ashbourne, a place called Callowtop in Ashbourne. Callowtop campsite. I've currently got it in for a service with a guy called Carl at Blackwood Leisure, so he's doing that. He's told me the bad news of a couple of things that aren't working on it today, but I'm sure he'll sort it for me. It's not charging the batteries. The charge is not working.
That's a fuse.
No, I think it's more than that. I don't know. No, you're talking to the wrong person when it comes to technical stuff. You know that by now, Jason.
So, are you away on Sunday?
I'm away Friday to Monday.
Right, so that's Sunday?
Yes, including Sunday.
So what's happening next week?
We're not doing it, are we?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it by myself. I can't do it by myself.
I'm going to do it from the campsite, basically.
Oh, okay.
Should be different.
That's going to be fun, isn't it?
Just subject to signal.
Right. What are you going to do? Sit on a big mountain?
Pretty much, yeah. It's just at the edge of the Peak District, isn't it? Worst comes to worst, it's only half an hour away. I'll drive back and go back again after.
And that's dedication, folks. To bring you the Motorhome Show, and the Caravan Show, and the Campsite Show, and everything to do with
It's the campsite show this week, isn't it?
Yes, it is a campsite show. But just going back on to open mic, if you want to come on open mic, we're going to do last Sunday of every month open mic. Get some YouTubers on, get some people on, just share your stories. The way you can do that is you can follow me on Twitter, DM me a message, Caravans and Campers at SY45RP, Instagram, the Motorhome Man, and please, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to us and the Motorhome Man YouTube channel, and also Shane's channel
at WeBuyAnyMotorCaravan.com. And also, if you want to drop us an email, drop it to the motor. Yep,
no, but I've stole your thunder. No choice.
The Motorhome Show at gmail.com. We've been doing this for 11 weeks now, and that's the first time you've interrupted me on the email. Naughty boy. Sorry.
I need an apology. I need to give an apology out, mate. Caravanning with the Coxies. We just ran out of time last week. And I did say they could come on this week, and then I'd never realised. It's just been sucked in with work, mate, isn't it, at the end of the day? I didn't realise it was the campsite special we were going to do. So the next one, we're going to get Caravanning with the Coxies on. I do apologise to you guys, but yeah, we will be getting you on.
Yep.
We've been in the pub?
No, I haven't, no. I'm going to wait for it to die down a little bit. I think I'll go out for a meal on one night this week. I think the weather's looking good, so it'd be nice to go into a beer garden.
Anybody out there in the comments, let us know if you've been to the pub. Let's get some shout outs, mate, because we're running away with shout out there.
We are, yes.
Aren't we?
Yep.
The Beckwith, Cy, Shane and Jason. Hi. Jim Page, regular evening, guys. Biased and Blinkers. Hi, guys. Stu here, ready and waiting for another cracking Sunday night. I hope so. Phil Humphreys, regular. Hi, Jason and Shane. Evening, everyone. Biased and Blinkered. Hi to everyone, too. One and Black. You haven't sussed that out yet, have you? when they're talking between themselves in the chat. You haven't clocked that one yet, have you?
I try to catch you out.
Warren Blackwell. Evening, lads. Trevor Dawkins, evening, all looking forward to another great show. He's putting pressures on us now. The Caravan Place, hi all. Hi, Mark. Yeah, Ivan Sackwell, evening, gentlemen. Ooh, gentlemen, I like that. Oh, here we go. Lee. Good evening, all. I enjoy when Lee and Lonnie come up because it's a challenge. Lee. Oh, I've lost that one. Jackie Morrison, hi from Scotland. Have been nowhere yet. Looking forward to travelling soon, though. You could be for Shane, aren't you?
Me? I know, but shifting that off, yeah. I'm excited.
What for?
I don't know.
Lisa and Phil, good evening. Russ Finn, good evening, everyone. The Caravan Nut evening call. Caravan Nut. If you want to come on an open mic, you know what to do. Dirty Truck every week without fail. Fair play, Dirty Trucker. Good evening, gentlemen and Lee. Good evening, gentlemen and Lee.
That's two. Yeah, and Lee. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not sure on this next one. I might just skip it. No, we don't want that one, do we?
Music is good. You don't understand, Shane.
I've got another one for you to try again.
Evening, Jason and Shadley, Lonnie Lee. Jim Page, music is okay. See, I'm a bored of it yet. Paul Joyce, evening, everyone. Prim, he woo. Hello. P&P Campers, Gosport, nice music for clubbing. P&P Campers, Gosport, I take you to a dealership. If you want to talk about your business, you know what to do. Get in touch with us.
Yeah, we get you on, Danny. Yeah.
Oh, you know him? Oh, looks like I've lost Shane. No problems at all. He's back again. Dodgy internet.
So on Apple computers, if you slide 2 fingers to the left, it goes back to the previous page.
Right.
And that's what I just did.
What did they do together?
I don't think so. Nice, yeah, okay, sorry. Nice music for clubbing. That's exactly what you associate caravans and motorhomes with, aren't you? Don't you?
I can't think of an answer to that.
No, exactly.
Martin Sills, good evening, guys. I hope your week's been good and steady. It ain't been good, it ain't been steady, to be perfectly honest, Dirty Truck. Did you know, Mark Hill, good evening, everyone. It's officially confirmed now, Shane. NEC show's cancelled.
It is, yes. Got cancelled the other day. Anybody who's had the tickets or bought the tickets already is to be refunded.
Always was going to be wanted.
I don't even know why it got on for this long. I mean, it's still a good way away, but I just don't know what they was expecting to happen.
I think if any type of show that's been organised this year, Shane, it needs to be cancelled.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But one of them is going ahead.
Which one?
I'm going to say Peterborough.
When is this Peterborough show?
Next month, I think. So somebody will help me out in a minute. They'll comment below. But yes, they've done it, and they've been very dodgy. Is that the right way to put it? In the terms and conditions, apparently, where they've turned around and said that it's going to be an open market because you're allowed open markets. But as you can understand,
that show, mate. Who's running it? What actually is it? Is it a motorhome show? Is it a caravan show? What show is it?
Somebody will comment in a minute and tell me who it is. In fact, I think John might be able to comment. If you can, available today, please, John. I think it's Peterborough, but we'll find out shortly. I think it is
Anybody out there on a campsite, when you're commenting, let us know which campsite that you're on. Any more shout-outs, mate?
Yeah, wait for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just giving news, that's all. I'm just telling everybody the NEC show's closed.
It will be very interesting now because of all the new motorhome models that are going to come out for the 21 year.
There's a problem there, mate, isn't there?
Yes, there's a lot of problem. There's a lot of dealers and manufacturers as well that have all of a sudden gone, I don't know how to get these out to the public anymore.
Well, the NEC show in October is the main selling one for the new vehicles, and they've just had it taken away from us.
Yeah.
So you know what? I know how they could do it. I know how they can do it, mate.
Go on.
We could do the Motorhome show for new vehicles.
You know, the other thing. Go on.
So all the manufacturers, right, give us all their new motorhomes, and we'll do the NEC show in people's living room for a small fee as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a small fee.
Something like that.
How perfect is that? The NEC show in your living room by the Motorhome show.
Or what about this one? We could go to Dusseldorf. That show's going ahead.
When is it?
This year.
Ooh, obvious.
I'm going to say it's early October, I think it is. Dusseldorf show, the Caravan Salon. But they've just, Trigano Group's just confirmed that they are doing it, who are massive. That's one hell of a group. I'd love to go at one point. Whether this year is going to be the right one, I don't know. There's no Erwin still, though.
Let's take a rain check at the moment, mate. I don't even feel comfortable about going in the pub or going and get my hair cut at the moment, mate. So I'd love to go. I think we'd have a blast.
Correct, yeah.
I think it'd be a giggle and a half, mate.
Yeah, no, I think so.
What we could do, we could just rock up there, set the computers up, and just do the show from there.
Correct, yeah. Well, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that goes.
We could even drive over there and do the show everywhere, all the way along the way, right? We could take the show on tour.
Yeah, Top Gear did that actually, didn't they? They did Top Gear on tour.
Oh, who's Jeremy Clarkson then?
He's got the biggest belly. I think that might be me actually at the moment. There we go. Right.
I noticed when I went B&Q today, I went past a couple of hairdressers and they were open. Fair play to them.
Yeah, I went past a few yesterday and it was interesting. They had like proper big plastic sheets in between each one, visors on the full lot.
Yeah, they've been it hard, mate. They won't be, so fair play, milk it in. Yeah, go and get your hair cut and go and support them, really, basically, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. Got some more shout outs, Jason?
Yeah, go on, sorry, far away.
Got
open mic once a month is a good idea. I noticed, that's why I said it. Bye, looking. Bob H. Oh, good evening, Bob, with your new fancy logo and everything. Evening, Bob. I could listen to you every Sunday. Thanks, dear Trucker. What about Shane? Phil Budd, happy bowl liners, rare as Rocky Nose Poo. Can't buy them anywhere.
Have you been finding? Do you have to order anything like that?
No, just give it to us.
No, shut up.
Tim Abel, you can do it from the Motorhome Show.
Next Sunday. That's what I'll be doing. I will be doing that, yeah.
Just a quickie, Teresa Timms won the Thetford stuff last week off Lee, which I thought was really good of him, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah, she won it. It's out on the post. She'll probably either get Monday or Tuesday because he didn't give it to me till Thursday. And also, she sent me an email saying she was picking a motorhome up on Saturday. And let's give Teresa Timms hubby a shout out because it's his 60th birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yep, been to pub, very impressed with plans put in place. I'm still not comfortable about going to the pub, Shane, are you?
Like I said, I'll do it, but I'll go on a weeknight when I know it's going to be quiet. And I know it's going to be a sensible place that I'm going to. Because I think there has been a lot of pubs that have just been anyhow with it. They're just happy to get everybody in drinking.
A couple of more shout-outs, mate. No Diddle is the best pub. Can anyone recommend sites in Anglia and the southeast where you can go hiking?
You'd think that we're having a... Yeah, I know. Yeah,
just hold that comment because that could be quite informative later on.
It could be.
We've got an exclusive tonight, haven't we, Shane?
We have.
Gary Squire, evening guys, good show, keep it up. Naomi Shingler, good evening. Rob's got a fan club. Available today. Well, another Sunday, not many local here this weekend.
Yeah, numbers a little bit down. Everybody's away in them.
Who cares? David Orm, hi fellas, have you noticed any change to friends and families well-being since the new ruling?
What do you think? Is everybody a little bit better in the household now that everything's been opened up? I'm guessing they are doing it.
Mate.
Yeah, I know. Where are they?
They're at the caravan park.
They couldn't wait to get away from you.
Cheers. Yeah, mummy own the caravan park.
First time they're allowed out, they're gone, and you're at home.
I know. I know. Stu Edwards, good evening. Looking forward to the show. Right. Campsites are open, mate.
Yes.
Opened yesterday, didn't they?
Yep.
And you think we've been stressed out a little bit? I think somebody's probably been a little bit more stressed out in the last 48 hours than anybody else has been. And a lot more of these people as well.
Yes. I bet they are.
Who've we got, mate?
We have got Robert Shingler from Lower Laken Caravan Park. And here he is.
How do you guys?
Have you been stressed, Robert?
Yes, it was definitely a bit stressful.
They were queuing up, waiting to get on Worthy.
They were, yeah. We've only let the seasons and the holiday homes owners at this point come on, just so we can test what we're doing before we get full numbers. But it was definitely a little stressful. But everybody seems really happy to be back on site.
Did you get any guidelines off the government?
Yeah, you've got the basics, and we've got what the BH and HPA have told us. But it was just, you'd have liked them to said a month ago or more what was going to be opening, because we realistically didn't expect everything to be allowed to open. So I didn't expect the pubs to be allowed to open. I didn't expect the play parks to be allowed to open. So that was a bit of a shock to the system. So, but we were working on the play parks are going to be shut. So it was easier to have them open, but there's been a lot to do, a lot of signs, a lot of health and safety, and a lot of hand sanitizer setups.
How busy are you at the moment then?
It's still, because the main of our business is actually normal tourers, and probably only 50% of the customers have actually turned up Saturday anyway. So it was still fairly quiet, but we did manage to open the bars. We've opened the takeaway, but obviously the internal side of the bars, that you've got to take people's information so that you're complying with the track and trace rules. So it's a big learning curve at this point to see what works, what you planned to do, if it actually works in the real world.
To be honest with you, I bet it was a really good atmosphere when you first opened, because you had a fair old queue at 9:30 in the morning, and you planned to open at 10, didn't you? And then apparently, because I made sure I had a day off on Saturday, when everybody was coming on and going through the barrier, they were all peeping and yelling and hooray!
They're definitely happy to get back on site.
I bet it was a good atmosphere.
For a long time. Yeah, definitely seemed to be. Everybody was quite happy, and although it's difficult, they can't go around into everybody's caravan and awning and whatever. They're just happy to be allowed on site again, allowed to sort of, because we're limited. Anything like us has got limited numbers. It's not like going to the local park, is it? You know that you're not going to be overcrowded. So I think everybody was happy.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. What rules have you put in place then, Rob?
Quite a few. The main one is that we ideally don't want anybody to go into other people's sort of caravans, awnings. And if the original logic was we weren't going to allow it at all. But then I misunderstood what Jason's cat. I was waiting for my cat to do this to me, but
me and the cats don't get on.
Even Dr. Evil.
Yeah. So now we've relaxed it a bit, because you are actually allowed one other household in your household at a time. But we've got to have knowledge of what's happened, because if the track and trace does happen, that somebody catches it, we've got to be able to say, well, you've got to self-isolate because you were in their sort of caravan, holiday home, motorhome, whatever. So it's like all of these things. It's getting the paperwork down, so when something goes wrong, you can limit any infection as best as you can.
Do you know what, Rob? Do you know what I'd found really stressful, to be honest, is I'd be so worried if anything happened on your campsite.
Yeah, this is it.
And as an owner, I don't think people get it sometimes when they've had a few beers or something else, and it's like, look, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I think people don't realise the buck stops with you.
Yeah.
It's
like, we're not trying to kill your fun, we're trying to keep you safe.
Yes.
And
you've had 3 months of no income. You'd love to open the pubs. You'd love to open everything. You'd love to have bands on. You'd love to have all this, but it's like, just help us out,
you can't. Yeah, it's like the bars are the strangest place because you're not even allowed loud music in there.
No.
So that it's only meant to be background, and so that they're not shouting at each other. We've set out Jack's barn, which is our biggest one. So we've got individual tables, so 4 to a table. Their tables are 2 meters apart, so that even though we can, like, realistically, 2 people will be back to back, and that they still have a meter gap between them. But that way, everybody's as safe as we can make it. But it's a different atmosphere to how it normally is. And the hardest one is the young kids. They've got to stay with mum and dad. They're not allowed to run around because obviously, God love them, but they are little germ monsters. So you've got to sort of keep them a bit more, and it's hard. It's no fun, but it's all about keeping everybody safe.
Yeah. How have people been then, Rob?
Overall, everything's been great. I've had to tell a couple of groups to sort of calm the music down. Again, they were sort of almost getting to the point where they're doing their own karaoke outside, but they were all perfectly socially distanced in, and as soon as you talk to them, they were happy. It was like, sorry, we understand. Just got overexcited at being allowed to come back. So, and that is the general gist. It's like, sorry, we were overexcited about being allowed back.
That's brilliant, actually, isn't it? Really?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's the hardest bit is going to be keeping people safe when they just want to party. But realistically, we're not fully at party yet, are we?
And you're not trying to be a party pooper either, Rob.
No, it's like the last thing I want is that you get not a full park because we've shut off certain areas anyway, but you get to a place, then everything seems like it's running well, and then you get an infection because we're going to get people that are infected turning up because they don't know they're infected. But it's an inevitable, it's going to happen. But if we sort of limit them going into somebody else's, so we're asking people not take a shortcut across somebody's pitch, not so that they don't accidentally pass stuff on. Our non-electric area fields we've shut down, so we're asking, instead of having 2 or 3 gazebos among everybody else's caravans and tents, they do that on those fields separate. So it's all about limitation. You can never wipe it totally out, but you can let people have a good time without actually risking too much.
Do you think this is going to be in place for the year?
Yeah.
On the non-electric side and everything else, yeah, that's my plan for the rest of the year. And the other one we're not allowing is day visitors because they're an unnecessary risk in my mind. If somebody wants to come away for the weekend, that's great. But if somebody who just wants to pop it for the day, then I've got the same risk as somebody coming for the weekend, but no control over it, where everybody else is already booked in already, where a day visitor would just turn up. So we're not doing day visitors at all. And that's the plan for the rest of the year.
Anything you've learned over the weekend?
Some people still don't like the fact that we've got their personal data, but it's something you need. Because originally I thought we've got all their data, we don't necessarily need to do the name name contact for the pub. But then we read it and think, oh, actually, no, we do need that. So this weekend we've done, every time you've bought a pint, we've taken your name and number, so we've got an idea of how long you're actually in the bar for. We might be swapping it around. It's definitely, the pub is definitely the learning curve, because we've been concentrating on the caravan park itself. So
you never really thought the pubs were going to open, though, did you?
No. So we.
Sorry, Shane.
It'd have been nice to have been told what we'd, even when, if they'd have told us what you're going to have to do a month ago, then you could have been working on the pub or working on the park. But when they tell you you're pretty much last minute, then it's a bit more of a rush. You've got a lot of things that had been hinted at, organised, but you didn't want to get too excited because the rules might change before you get open.
Yeah. So with all these names that you got down, so if one person does get the virus, what happens then? Where does all the information go, or is it something that you keep, or does it go to a...
On the bar side of things, we have to keep it on site 21 days, and then if something happens, we get contacted and have to pass it on. So as it stands at this point, it's literally, we're doing every single receipt into an envelope. We've got to come up with a better system than this, but it was just, we wanted to be able to open. That's the basics we needed to do. So that's what we've done to start with. But there's various apps that we can look at, but some people just don't do that. So you'd still end up with name on a piece of paper with a telephone number or an email, then sealed in an envelope for just in case. And if we don't need it, it gets shredded after the 21 days.
I've got Jackie Morrison here. Folks need to learn a bit of patience and chill. Paul Joyce, well done to you, Robert. Hard balance to strike. Jill Nichols, there's always someone that will spoil it for us all, I'm afraid. Gerard Cox went to the pub at the weekend and you could see people's guards drop as the night wore on. I think that's a good one there by Gerard, Robert. That's your problem you're going to get, Rob.
Did you see London at the weekend?
No. I saw, so I don't know where it was. I think it was Birmingham, but I saw like a group of young lads that were probably in their early 20s that obviously didn't have any logic of social distancing. And there was about 5 of them. I'm not sure where they were, but that's always going to be the issue. They have one too many, and then it becomes a problem. And it's the standard issue you have anyway, isn't it? They've had one too many, and they're making too much noise, and they don't understand that the guy next door's got sort of 2 little kids that are going to still get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I will try and find a photo of this one from London because it was incredible. Some of the streets, it looked like, incredible.
No,
it's like again. Oh, sorry, Rob.
No, it's like we've been to the pub today. So obviously it was in my pub yesterday, but I went to Shrewsbury to get my hair cut because my hairdresser said they were open on Sunday, and it's like, it'll be quiet. I'll go. So there was only me in the queue, so that was good. And then we walked past the pub and it was very empty. So I went in to see what they were doing, see what my plan was compared to them. And it was, took my name and number at the door, go to that table, and we got served from the table. So we're not doing table service because a lot of our tables are actually outside. And I worry that the server could be the one that ends up spreading it. So it's a bit, everything's a calculated risk. To me, I think it's safer not to have the server, but then if we start to have a large queue, then that might flip. So we'll have to see how it goes. It's all a bit flux at the moment.
Have you spoke to many of the regulars on the campsite, Rob?
I did have a chat. I had a chat in the queue as they were waiting to come in, sort of see how everybody was, explain about I don't want them to go into other people's caravans and explain why I want it like that. Because the way I've said it, it's a case of, if you've got like a group of 5 friends, they all want to sort of meet up. So they all register that they're going to join each other, not do this, because they can, at one household, 2 households can join at one time, but you could still have the same sort of, we'll call him Dave. Dave visits individually all these 5 people. And there's another group that's done the same thing. And then one of the other group join the first group. Then if any of those 10 families or households get coronavirus, the whole 10 of them have got to self-isolate for 2 weeks, and you can't do that on site. So realistically, they're again self-banning themselves, and I'm losing 10 customers. So I don't want them to have to self-isolate because they can't do it here. So I want them to be, they can talk to each other outside, but I don't ideally want them to go in. You've got the odd one where it's like the daughter of, so you've got sort of mother and daughter and the grandkids that are actually over 2 pitches. So yeah, that it's sensible that they join because they're doing it at home anyway. But if they're not doing it at home anyway, it's much more sensible to keep separate and just have your gazebo, their gazebo, have your own set of cans, and then you're keeping your social distancing perfect.
So here we go. So these are a couple of the photos from London over the weekend.
Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Nah.
You just can't deal with that, can you?
No. It's
That's
like
nuts.
I've got no dance. I've put my tables out, so I've got no dance floor or anything like that because it's just not sensible. Like I know that the rate's gone down a lot, and we're getting to a much safer point, but we don't want the second spike because we get shut down again, and then all the pubs are shut. Everything we've been working for was gone.
Yeah,
so it's hard, but
yeah, available today. Has anyone got a plan B if all goes wrong? A lockdown 2 could be a disaster or dreadful. Leicester will show things for what they really are, and I think they have used Leicester as a little bit of a guinea pig, haven't they?
Yeah,
it was spiking though, Shane.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was. I think they were also doing more tests than anywhere else.
Yeah.
With the more testing, the better, because then you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, and the thing that people don't tend to realise at the moment is anybody can go for that test. It's not just for NHS, which I think there is a perception of.
Only if you've got symptoms, though, mate.
Yeah, so only if you've got symptoms.
Only if you've got symptoms.
So I had a look at some of the numbers over the week, and the capacity is nowhere near being hit for tests.
Yeah. I don't understand why we're not sort of pushing it more test-wise, because that's what you say. If we are over capacity, then yes. But as we're not over capacity, we should definitely be pushing for more tests.
Dropping Paul Joyce's comment there, Shane. Paul Joyce, could you do beer to the caravan door to boost sales and maintain social distance with those who don't want to come to the bar?
Logistically, that's hard work, but that's not a terrible idea if you didn't want everybody in the pub.
How's that, Rob?
It goes back to my worry that because, yes, the customers could have the virus, but the danger for me as the business is one of my staff get the virus. If the delivery person ends up getting the virus, even though they're not going into the pub, it just actually makes it just as bad because I'm delivering the virus. So it's hard. It really is hard. But at the moment, I don't think it'd be feasible to do. We're a 58-acre site. That's a lot of peddling around delivering beer. If we were sort of a 5 or 10 van site, it's a totally different.
We don't end up without a bike.
Yeah, they would with me on a bike. Yeah, definitely. But but it is. It's the takeaway idea works, but realistically, you'd be better. I've stocked up in my cans in the shop, and because they've got that as an option with me. I'm not just bars. I've got the shop as well anyway. So if they don't want to go to the bar, and probably even the people I had on site this weekend, I'd have probably thought only a quarter to a third actually went in the bar. It was still very quiet. They just wanted to have a look, see what you're doing, see if they thought it was safe. We had a load of tables outside, so if they didn't want to go inside. So we've sort of done everything we can to maximise the spread of people so they don't have to, don't have any pictures like that. We don't want them overcrowding.
Paul Joyce, Get some old caravans, paint them up, and have them as small snugs near to the bar.
But the problem with that would be, you make a nice little snug. You can only have 2 families in it, or 2 households that have told you that they're connected. So realistically, you're actually only putting 1 household. We'd be better off sort of saying, we'll have a drive-through. So you drive past and we'll give you a pint on the way through. I felt like doing that on the way in. It's like, welcome to Lower Lake, and here's a 4-pack and a bottle of wine. We'll see you later in the bar.
Matt Westby. I think I've read this right. Good suggestion by Paul. You could boost sales by doing topless deliveries to the caravan door, and I don't think that's you, Rob.
I don't think I'd sell much beer. Yeah. No, I wouldn't buy it off myself. That's for sure.
Do you not do that anymore, then, Rob?
Topless? No, I think my topless days have gone.
Do you know what, Rob? I think you're in a thankless position. You can't win either way. And I think the way you're going about it is just like, calm down, everybody. Luke, you can come. Let's be sensible about it. And let's just learn as we move forward.
Yeah, well, we're opening to the general public on the 15th. So at the moment, we're sort of training everything out, keeping sure that the staff understand and believe everything's safe, because let's face it, they're the people that are dealing with the customers. So if there's anything we've not got quite right, it gives us that little bit of buffer to get it organised. But most people have seen, or on the day and a bit we've had so far, very happy to get here, very well behaved, and not really a problem. We've obviously
every day's a school day till you open up properly, isn't it?
Even after that, every day's a school day all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever you think's sensible and works on a piece of paper, you get to the real world and go, "No, that was a bad idea."
And I think in a couple of weeks, things will change again, rules-wise, to open it up even more.
You get all of these things in place and then go, they've changed the rules on me.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I've got lots of automatic hand sanitizers. So as you go in, like the bar-wise, on the entrance to the bar, on the entrance to the toilets, on the toilet blocks, you've got hand sanitizers on the shop, a reception. Because realistically, gloves are okay, but you just want people, before they touch anything, to keep sure that they're not spreading anything. The screens are up in the bar, so there's no sort of issues there. Screens up in reception and the shop. So it's as good as we can go at this point, but I'm sure we'll learn a lot more as we go along.
Right then, Rob, I'll let you go. That's a good insight to it. How about probably in 2 or 3 weeks we get an update to see how it's going on?
Yeah, it's like as soon as we get into the school holidays, so that when's it going to be? 17th or so, school holidays start. Then we'll see how it goes. But you do feel that even though you're going to be, we're not massively busy at this point compared to what you would expect for the start of the school holidays. But they hopefully, because if they self-contain and entertain themselves, they're actually making life safer for everybody else as well. Yeah. So you want mum and dad, old school camping, mum and dad play with the kids, and you're looking after your own family rather than what we've got into, which is the haven type scenario where mum and dad stay at home and the kids get sent away. You want the family unit to stick together, and you can do that on a campsite wonderfully. And it'll be a lot safer. And
we'll finish off, Shane, with Martin Silt's comment. Great sites are open and shops are open. Small steps. Keep up the good work, Robert.
Thank you, man.
Okay, Rob. Speak to you some more, matey.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers, Rob. Thank you.
Take care. It's a thankless task, mate, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is hard work. And like I said, the problem is they probably will change the guidelines in a couple of weeks and open up a bit more. And then you're putting all your new processes in place. It just gets difficult.
I think that's when it gets tough, when people start having a few beers.
Yeah. Well, I'll just pull them back up again. London.
Yeah, that's crazy, mate. You're just asking for it, aren't you? Do you know what I feel? Do you know what I feel sorry for them pictures?
Police.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't do anything about it.
That's a tough task, mate.
Yeah.
That really, really is a tough task.
It is. Just before you move on, Jason, I'm just going to move back. So the Peterborough show that we're talking about that is going ahead is the 31st of July to the 2nd of August.
And what type of show is it?
Outdoor Motorhome Show by Warner's.
Ain't a good idea, Shane, is it?
No. I can't imagine many dealers are going to go. And to be fair...
Have you got any stock?
Yeah, I know. So why would any dealer want to pay to go to a show and pay thousands of pounds to be there when they haven't got anything to sell?
Or when they've already got the market for it anyway?
Yeah. It's not like they're struggling for customers.
Why would you put yourself at risk at the show?
I just don't know how they're going to do it. How are they going to have people coming in and out of vans?
I don't know, mate. Okay, we do an open mic at the end of every month. If you want to come on, just send us a DM on Twitter at Caravans and Campers at SY45RP. Follow me and I'll follow you back. You can also get me on Instagram at the Motorhome Man. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to us, please. It all helps us. At YouTube, the Motorhome Man, and you can also subscribe to Shane's channel.
We buying a motor caravan?
Simple as that.
I know. And to finish off, you can email us at themotorhomeshow@gmail.com.
I nearly butted in there, but I was told off earlier.
Nearly did what?
I nearly butted in then, but I was told off.
Yeah. I know.
Right, we've heard from a campsite owner. Shall we hear from somebody who's actually a punter who's been to the campsite?
That sounds a good idea.
Full of good ideas.
How have you managed that?
Planning.
Okay, so here we have John from Caravan Shorts. Good evening, John.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How are you?
Everybody's been saying good evening, gentlemen, to you tonight. So I thought I'd carry on the evening, gentlemen. Or a
hello. Hello.
How are we then?
I'm good, thanks. You've been to the campsite this weekend?
Yes. First time out since February. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous on Saturday.
Apprehensive.
Very. I was up at about 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get up at 4, but I was awake and I was feeling nervous about getting out and towing again. And getting out. And how was it going to be? Is it going to be the same? Is the van going to tow the same as before? It was weird. I had a few little butterflies going on. Shouldn't have really.
How far away was the campsite to where you live?
About 20 minutes.
What time did you set off?
We left home at 7:30.
Right. What was the traffic like then?
So we went to Cirencester Park, which is literally down the road from where we live. And the caravan wardens phoned us up a few days before to book an arrival slot time. And they essentially said, look, there's hour slots, 9 till 10, 10 till 11, 11 to 12, so on and so forth. What slot would you like? And I said, well, look, as we're local, we could get there early. We know we're not going to have any trouble with traffic or anything like that, so we can arrive between that 9 and 10 a.m. slot if that's okay. And she said, yep, we've still got availability for that. She then went on and said, right, what pitch? So they were allocating pitches. So this is a Caravan and Motorhome Club site. And normally with their sites, when you turn up, you have a drive around and you pick one that's empty that's suitable for you guys. But yeah, on the 4th of July, they wanted you to select a pitch to have. And that was fine. Had a quick look on the map. We knew roughly where we wanted to be near the dog walk area for our little dog. And she said, "Yeah, we'll put you on 206." ran through what to expect when we got there, and it was smooth and painless. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
What did she say to you? What to expect?
How they've changed the arrival procedure. Obviously, with an hour slot to get in, it was going to be less people coming in all at one time. And when you arrive, they said it's going to be a contactless arrival plan. So for us, because of, I don't know if you've seen it on Dan's video about Cirencester Park, they've changed the entrance to Siren now. And
was it all the tiny entrance?
Yeah. To be honest, they must have. The worst part was as you first come in, there's a chicane, and there's some big bouldery rocks. But I think from Dan doing his video to yesterday,
as in the trudgeons.
Yes, as in the trudgeons. Sorry. They have on the corner ones. It seems that they've moved the boulders out a little bit because it was slow and steady. I think that was definitely the way forward yesterday. And I had my wife prepped that if it was looking close, she needed to jump out and just watch my rear end. But it was all right. It was yesterday they had a marshal on the entrance, because it's a one-way road in. There's a little pull-in area that you ain't going to get a caravan and a car in. So if anything's coming the other way, but yesterday on the way in, nobody was coming out. We were the first lot going in. And so yeah, to be fair, made it through all right. And nice, like I said, nice, slow and steady, wins the day. And then when we got into the main sort of, your arrivals lanes, they literally, one of the wardens came out, window down. What was your surname? Gave me a surname, and then they brought a pack out, and in the pack had all your details. On the back of so it was an A4 envelope. On the back of the A4 envelope was the site plan. So they'd already highlighted where your pitch was, how to get around to it. And then inside that was, some information about how it was going to work there.
I had one of them packs, Shane, as well.
Go on. From Rob.
And you put it up.
Did you see what I was trying to lead into it? There we go.
Yeah.
I was trying to lead into it. They gave us a pack.
That was my pack as well, John.
So essentially, within the A4 envelope, like as you can see there, on the back of the envelope was the map, the layout, and they'd put onto where you were staying, highlighted your pitch number. Inside, like I say, some useful information about how the toilet blocks and that are going to work now.
What's that band there, John, with 206 on?
So the band, so we were on pitch 206, and
I guess that, John.
See, I always get the award for stating the bleeding obvious, don't I? So the band, this is for using the facilities on site. And even in the welcome pack, and even before we went, we said we're not going to use the toilet block. We're using onboard facilities. But they are available, so they are open, and what they've got is this band mechanism or band regime to get in. So there's 3 hooks outside the toilet block, and basically if there's a hook free, you can put your band number on there or your band on there, and then go in and use the facilities, and then as you come back out, just grab your band and off you go. So if there are 3 bands, it means it's full, you have to wait and socially distance and wait before you can go in, essentially. But like I said,
I did 2 mugs as well.
No, there are mugs.
Stating the obvious.
Exactly. and they're on freshly made coasters that my wife made. Yeah, she's a clever.
Available at YouTube Caravan Shorts.
Honestly, though, I mean, like I say, I mean, other than the being nervous to get out again, And how does everything work? Can I remember how to bloody hitch up? How do I tow? What does it feel like towing the caravan again? And it was all right. Getting in there,
it's not
fine.
simple going back to normality again, is it?
No, I mean, mate, we haven't been out since February, and it's a long time. And when you do it like us, we get away minimum once a month. And you get into, and have done for almost 3 years. So you get into your routine, and 4 months off, it's like, oh, hang on a second, how does this work again? How do I do this? There was once I'd got the everything set up. Shane, cue picture.
I think Rob wants to ask picture.
He does. Yeah, he does. Sorry, just
bang it back out of the picture a second. I think just come out of the picture, mate.
Yeah,
Rob just wants to ask a quick question about the toilets.
Go on, I'll bring Rob in.
I do. I just wanted to know how many toilets were actually in the toilet block, if there was only the 3 hooks. Or was it...
I got to be honest, I don't know, because I didn't go in. I wasn't even risking it.
Oh,
we were using the...
You did say that.
Yeah. My wife went over and she saw the bans section, and in the literature they gave us, it just basically says, yeah, there are 3 hooks. So I would assume that inside they've cordoned off. There'll be 1 toilet open, and maybe the next one next to it closed, and then the next one open. I know in some of the... Sorry, go on.
It seems a very simple but a wonderful way of solving overcrowding.
Yeah. And
it's a very good way, Rob.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, we didn't. We were only there for one night. It was a shakedown test before we go away at the end of the month, and it was just to sort of make sure that the van was working. And we didn't use the facilities, so the kids didn't use it. My wife didn't use it. We didn't go over, but didn't hear anybody saying, "Oh no, it's a bloody nightmare. It's not working." And you'd think logically, 3 people in, 3 people out.
Yeah,
one in, one out.
With our toilet blocks, we haven't actually cordoned off any, because if you limit, say you half the, so every other you knock off, that means realistically you're doubling the chances of somebody with coronavirus being in each block. So I prefer in each cubicle. So I like the idea of the thing, so you don't overcrowd the room. But I don't like the idea of blocking off, because they're all screened. It's not like you're really sitting next to somebody on a bench, is it?
Yeah.
So
I think
it is. It's
difficult. I didn't see, like I say, I mean, we were not in direct eye line of a toilet block, but there was when we were on the Saturday evening and Sunday morning, there were people emptying their cassettes, probably more so than what I've seen before. So we're hoping and hopeful that more people are using their onboard facilities. I mean, that's exactly what we said. We said we were using it. Kids, if you got to do your number 2s, do it in the toilet. And they were like, "What? Really? We can have a poo in the toilet?
We're not allowed to do that normally." Yeah,
exactly.
You've told us number 1 only.
Oh man! And within an hour to 2 hours of being there and set up, both of them have been in and had number 2. I'm like, God, guys, we've only just got here.
Just for the novelty of it.
Novelty, yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of our processes is sterilising the actual chemical waste points, but realistically, because of what you're doing anyway, you wash your hands as soon as you've done
straight
that.
Afterwards.
You're not going for a burger at that point, are you?
No. I think as well, one thing I noticed as well, as a family of 4, so 2 children and the 2 adults, for one day, my light came on in the evening. So my toilet light, saying it was getting there. And I think that for me, that was my understanding. That was what I needed to know before we go away for our week's holiday, is how often should I be cleaning it and emptying it out? Because we've all done it. We've all been there. It's that last, just have one more wee before going to bed, and the light comes on. You're like, shh, I wish I'd emptied it earlier when I could see what I was doing.
Empty once a day. Definitely.
Exactly. Whereas previously...
better to use a bit more blue.
Exactly. Yeah. But
who gets the job of emptying the toilet then?
Obviously. I think, what do they call it? It's a blue job. There's blue jobs and pink jobs.
That's why they call it toilet blue.
Yeah. That was last week's show, wasn't it? We were talking about that.
It was, yeah. No, they did get a bit.
But no, I mean, like I say, I mean, once set up, I mean, it took us an hour to get set up. But everybody that was going down to fill up their aqua rolls, or later on when they're emptying the cassettes or taking your recycling down or your bins down, everybody was keeping a nice distance. It was all nice and polite, and hi, how you doing? And yeah, it's nice to be back out again, isn't it? But everybody was being sensible, at least where we were.
More as well, did they?
I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, it's that you're walking past everybody's. That's the good thing about caravan and motorhoming. What we do is that everybody's very sociable anyway. You're on the dog walk and you have a chat with the other person who's got their dogs running around, and it's the usual pre-COVID going to the toilet block, and it's totally acceptable to go in your pajamas and your slippers. It's just standard. Nobody bats an eyelid, do they?
Have they got a bar there, John?
No bars.
Let's kill that conversation then.
Yeah, sorry, no. No, it's just like I say, basic site. I mean, we didn't even. There was within the notes section. They said, look, if you need a warden for anything, call us. Here's a mobile number. Phone this number if you need anything, and we can do it contactless that way. And to be fair, like I say, once we'd set up, we'd had lunch. We grabbed the dog and we went for a 2-hour walk. Get out into Cirencester Park. It's a lovely little site. We'd go into the town, so we'd come out of the campsite. You can hang a right, and you work your way down into Cirencester Centre, and it's a lovely town, and it's such a nice. There's loads of little bars and restaurants, but this time we went left and just went up out into the fields and gave the dog a good wander around, a good walk.
Rob, was there many people walking around the site once it's set up?
Yes, because that was probably the most way they were socialising. Instead of really going to someone's pitch, they'd go for a walk round together. So see what we've done while they've not been here and have a good chat on the way around. So yeah, a lot of walking around.
All right, Rob.
Cheers, Rob. See you shortly.
Cheers.
Hey, I'm back.
Right, John, Mr. Caravan
Hello.
Shores, we've got an exclusive, haven't we?
We have indeed. Do you want to introduce it?
No.
Oh, okay.
You've joined the team, haven't you, John?
I have. I've been lovingly, with open arms, welcomed to your.
I wouldn't say that much.
Well, I know. I was trying to be polite, Jay.
So what did you do with it, John?
So after last week's show, I really enjoyed doing it, and I think it was the same for you guys as well. It was nice to have a new person come in, and I think the format worked really well, and really enjoyed it. And Jason, you dropped me a DM and said, "Oh, you got a number? I can give you a call on."
Slipped into his DMs.
Yeah, basically. So Jason gave me a call and we had a chit chat about how well the show went and potentially how we could progress it for the future. And you'd run a few ideas past me, and one of them was looking at campsites and giving a review of what campsites we've been to and ones that we're going to, and then also asking the guys and girls in the chat what campsites they like, and potentially trying to organise a trip in to go and see some of the other sites that get highly recommended.
Well, that's the one thing, John, that was really, we never even realised, but was smacking us in the face. We talk about motorhomes, we talk about caravans, we talk about YouTubers, but what does everybody go bloody do? They go to campsites.
Exactly.
And when we got chatting, and it's like, how many different campsites are there? You've got the big sites, you've got the small sites, you've got campsites with no facilities. There's that many, John, isn't there?
Exactly. And there's so many great sites all around the UK. There's more than I can go to, but I can give a little insight into some of the ones that we've been to, some of the ones that we're going to. I mean, even after our first year of caravanning, we took the van to France. Never done it before, never towed abroad, never been towed onto a ferry. yeah, it was great. It was again, it was one of those. It was a nervous adventure to start with, but once you got into it, it was all right, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And everybody was welcoming over in Europe and in France. So yeah, it's little things like that hopefully I can bring a little bit to the table and give an insight to help everybody else out.
Well, I hope so, John.
Hope so. It might die a death. I don't know. Everybody go, no, that's rubbish.
So yeah, we're gonna get, like I said, we have Ask Lee, which is really popular, and then we're gonna get John. And now looking at the different campsites, especially now people are back out there. If there's any campsites you want John to have a look at, let us know about. And he's just gonna go over all different ones each week. It's just going to evolve, I think, John.
Yeah. Well, we've even said, like, with Shane away next weekend, it'll be interesting to see how it works on the chat with you at a campsite. And I'm doing the same again. We've spoken, like, at the end of this month. Me and the family were away. We're in a campsite, no facilities, completely. We booked it knowing that we didn't want to use or have a site with any shower block or toilet block. And it was funny what you were saying earlier about somebody in the chat said bowl liners, you can't get them for love nor money. And I don't have bowl liners, but I used the toilet paper trick. So in the bottom of the bowl, you have a little line, a little toilet paper that way, and then a toilet paper that way, and hopefully it just sort of does it. Anyway, so
got a few comments coming up about John's new bet, have we?
Yes. Okay, so we'll start with Paul Joyce going backwards.
Some CL and CS reviews would be good. For people who don't know, John, what's a CL?
Certified location. So that'll be a site that it's a certified site. So it may not be. Well, it's not part of the Caravan and Motorhome Club or Camping and Caravan Club sites, but it's authorised by them for use with their members. So that's a CL, is that right? Am I right way around? Certified location.
What's a CS?
Certified site. I can't remember. Come on, I should know this.
And as from next week, we're going to do a different format.
But yeah, CLs, definitely.
The certified site would be
CSs, CAs, CVs.
Yeah. We'll just make them up as we go along. It's easier.
Yeah, why not? What happens if you just want to use the toilet? Do you still have to wait?
Yep. So well, you can use your own onboard facilities if you just need the toilet. But yeah, it's at Cirencester. It was like I say, those little bands. If there were 3 people already in there, you had to wait till one person came out. So I don't know if there were many people jumping around saying, "Gotta go." But I think, like I say, I think most people were using their own onboard facilities. I think that's going to be the way forward
until they check the sites out. And see how safe they are, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right, we're running away again, aren't we? Yeah, sure. Right, so as from next week, John's Jaunts. I don't know if that's a good
John's Jaunts.
John's going to be reviewing different campsites. So if there's any campsites you basically want John to have a look at, all different places. Bob Earnshaw's putting us right, certified site.
Cheers, Bob.
So next week we'll be having Bob Earnshaw reviewing all the different caravan sites and campsites, aren't we? So looking forward to that next week, John.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. I mean, like I say, I mean, I don't know if anybody else does this, but we keep since our very first outing. Oh, get it right. Yeah. On the 15th of July 2017, we started a diary of every site we go to, what we liked about it. We give it a rating, when we were there, what was good about it, what we didn't like about it. And yeah, that's every one we've done over the last 3 years. So it's handy to go on. That's
right. I haven't done one, but my dad and his partner gave me one the other day to start with.
It's great because even today when we brought this back from the caravan, especially for the show, and I was looking back through some of them. I was like, oh, that was such a good holiday. Oh, I forgot about that one. We need to go back there again. It's a good reminder. So if you don't do it, have a worthwhile doing.
Right, John. We'll see you next week, mate.
Cheers, guys. Have a good week.
Cheers, John. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I'm looking forward to that, mate.
It will be good because I mean, obviously I've been in the motorhome game for most of my life really, but I've only recently started to properly use them, and it'd be good to hear different places to go because it is a bit of a minefield out there. You get offered these thousands of sites in different places. Some are only on different certain websites. It's just hard to get your head around where to find the right sites and where.
But yeah, like I said, it'd be interesting because, like I say, he's done a lot of sites and just to help people out, really. Because there's so many different diverse sites as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And hopefully it can evolve because as the weather changes, different sites and suits for different types of the year, wouldn't they? Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
just catch you out.
I've never seen anybody go so red. That'll teach you. But right, any shout outs?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about a couple of them because I feel like he's starting to get a bit of a fan club.
Who? Where is Lee tonight? Is Lee messy? They love him, don't they?
I know. They must not know him very well.
Thought Lee was AWOL. He is AWOL.
He is AWOL.
There's no athlete tonight, is there?
No.
Right, next segment we're having on it each week as well. We're going to talk about caravan sales. We talk about motorhomes enough, so we need to get what's happening in the caravan industry. So who've we got on, mate?
We've got Mark again from the Caravan Place. And good evening, Mark.
Hi guys, you alright?
Have you had your haircut?
No, I did this last week. This was a self-cut 2 weeks ago, this was.
Signal wasn't very good last week, was it?
No. Yeah, that's probably why I was letting it grow a bit.
How's your week been?
Yeah, I've probably drunk as much as I've ever drunk in the last week. It's been a tough week. It's been good. I was
Go on, get it off your chest. Come on, get it. Come on. Talk to me.
Like, was talking.
Lie down and talk to me.
I feel like he is going to do that.
Yes. Get it all out there. This is what it's for.
We need to do a weekly counselling session. This is what this is going to be.
Okay.
No, I think we end up moaning no matter what. Whether it's about the weather, if the weather's good, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's raining. We're moaning about selling vans now. We're moaning about selling too many. And it's like you sort of listen to yourself back and you go, what on earth are we on about? Because we should not be moaning about being too busy. But we're too busy. We can't cope.
We can't, can we?
No. So, yeah. It's,
like I said before, mate, we go in each day and we fight a fire. Now we're fighting 3 or 5.
Yeah. I think we thought because we were smaller, it was just us, but it's not. It's the bigger guys. It's everybody.
Yeah, the big boys are probably fighting 10 fires. Now they're fighting 50 fires. Yeah.
I spoke to another big dealer again today, and they says like we just can't cope. The phone doesn't stop ringing. Because again, some of them have got accessory shops, and it's now they're getting hit by everyone's gone to the campsites. They've then gone, oh no, this isn't working. We need this, we need that. So they're being like bombarded with people that have now gone away to the campsites because things aren't working. They've just found out. We're getting the phone calls because people are going, oh, how do I do this or how do I do that? Or I bought a van 5 years ago from you and I don't know how to do this or this isn't working. And on top of all trying to get vans out and look after our customers that are here and now. And it's like, oh, stop. Just go away, shut the doors, turn the phone off.
In the corner.
Yeah. But
we moan about it, Mark, and we moan, but it's bloody hard work at the moment.
I don't think people realise as dealers, and this is probably for every dealer out there at the minute, people don't realise the stress that as a dealer, and I don't know whether it is just, I think we're a little bit more. I know that you, Jason, and you, Shane, we try and do it where we offer a personal service, and our word is our bond, and what we say is what we're going to do. And I think we need to stop saying, yeah, you can have it in a couple of weeks.
You should try and help. You try and help everybody as much as you can, don't you?
Yeah. It's difficult when you've got somebody, even from 5 years ago. We had phone calls yesterday from people, and they're going, I can't. This isn't working. That isn't working. Can you help me? Can I bring the van into you so you can have a look, so I can even at least get my toilet going? And it's like, I'm such in a rock and a hard place now, but I just can't. We got 6 vans out yesterday, and it was sort of from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock. It was just non-stop with vans going out, and then you've got people trying to phone up. I'm trying to see vans out, even though we're doing videos for the people so they can see how it all works. So it's made it a little bit easier, but a little bit more difficult in one way with vans going out. But we've still physically got to run through all of our same checks when somebody comes and picks a van up, and then we've got people ringing up in between, and we've only normally got 2 people on a weekend, and we've had the service guys in Saturday and Sunday again this weekend. We've got Dan in for the last 2 Sundays. We've been working more and more and more, but we can only do so much, can't we?
The problem you get, Mark, is when you're actually checking a van up and you come up with a problem, everything else then gets.
Yeah, it's just a snowball, isn't it? Effect.
Yeah, massively, mate. And I think you've just hit the nail on the head there, Mark. Is me and you have got to stop saying to people, "Yeah, you can have it in 2 weeks."
Yeah. We'd started to even say 3 weeks, and that bit me in this week. I got a chap who is messaging me on Facebook going, I thought my van was going to be 3 weeks. That 3 weeks was last Saturday. I was like, I'm still waiting for parts. I've literally been waiting 4 weeks for parts to come through.
Let me just cut in there, Mark, as well. For parts companies, it's a nightmare, mate, with deliveries.
Yeah, they've got the same problem. Yeah, there's parts haven't been ordered. There's more people ordering parts. We've got 3 months of backlog of sort of parts that should have gone out and haven't been built. And it's difficult for everybody. It's not just us. It is everybody. But it's.
I'm just going to go into something here, Mark. Something that Gary Brown from Forefront said earlier.
Gary Brown, don't put it on the comments. Come on the show, mate.
Yeah.
I'm dying to get him on.
I know.
Can you give a shout out for motorhome buyers to book appointments as per government guidelines, please?
Yeah,
What's
I think.
Mark?
Well, we'd gone to appointment only, and that went out the window probably from the first week of opening, because we'd got so many. I think after the first week that we'd opened, I'd come on and I'd said we've just got so many people coming up to the gate, and it's difficult to manage it. To sort of turn around to somebody that's travelled to come to look at something, and then you're turning around to them and saying, "Sorry, you've got to book an appointment," and then they're sort of going, "Oh well, it's only just there," I don't know. It's a difficult situation.
Do you know what the problem is, Mark? It's very simple, mate. It's your business. It's your livelihood. If you don't sell any vans, you don't get to eat, mate.
Yeah,
and this is the problem that we're having. We need to sell vans. And we're probably at fault, actually, trying to please everybody when we've got to go, look, we want you to buy a van off us, but I'm sorry, it could be 2 months.
Yeah. It's difficult.
And we don't want to say that, Mark.
Yeah, no. It's difficult, isn't it? But again, if we don't start doing something, the pressure is just going to build and build and build, and we're just going to hide.
In the dark room.
Yeah.
You only need a day off, and it's a lot to catch back up on as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're sitting there saying, I need to get back.
Yeah. Shane, I don't know about you, Shane, and I don't know about you, Mark. It's even paperwork.
It's the whole lot, isn't it? Yeah. It's just everything's fell behind. Just literally everything.
And don't forget, we've had to get used to working a bit. It's been 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't have been so bad if it had just been a nice little calm settle into it, but it just hasn't happened, has it? But again, we're moaning about it, and it's like, why are we moaning about it?
You're right, mate. You wouldn't have guessed this, would you?
No.
It's a bit like we said before. The manufacturers and everybody at these shows, at the NEC shows, were absolutely head in hands because they just weren't selling.
Yeah.
Only in February, October and February, and now all of a sudden they can't keep up with what's happening.
Yeah.
Strange.
Well, we've got a van that before lockdown we'd bought a van in just before lockdown, and it needed a new worktop, and we'd ordered the worktop, and it said that it would have been here mid-April. We're still waiting for it, and like I said, just even the manufacturers are just so far behind from where they should be. They can't get the stuff out quick enough. But I think, is there any coachmen that are building new vans still at the moment? Everyone else is just getting out what they've got on the production line, and that's it.
Well, Mark, you come on every week. You should be the man in the know.
Well, that's what I've heard, yeah. So, yeah.
You've got to tell us. We're not telling you.
I'm just waiting for a little bit of acknowledgement from you too. But yeah, that's
You better
what
start
I've
doing your research if you're coming on every week.
Well, that's what I researched, and that's what I was told.
You bloody chair.
Well, yeah, I've had this for a couple of weeks now.
I really need a comfy chair. I'm sat on a rock hard wooden chair.
Well, this is nice. This was my splurge on the new office. This was.
No, this is making me bum go numb.
I know why you brought that chair, Mark.
Go on.
Because when customers come in, you can hide behind that.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's a little shell.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, go on. Sorry, mate.
In the office, my corner of the office is all glass, so I can't hide.
We've got a couple of comments up there. We've got Gary Brown again. Come on the show, mate. We are working on boot appointments only, and all customers to wear pipe equipment, which means PPE equipment. All motorhomes are tapered off. Yeah, and we've got Kevin Jones. You're moaning because it's a lot of hard work. You're trying your best not to let customers down. That's exactly what it is, Kevin. Yes, we're having a moan, but we just want to try. Bobby Shaw says he's got a Dr. Evil chair.
Thanks, Bob. I don't think it's so much stress about actually getting the vehicle. It's about letting people down. We don't want to let people down, and that's where all the stress comes from. That's what it boils down to.
Russ Finn, new van been PD'd. I then on inspection 5.5 things wrong before even picked up. Collect Tuesday.
New vans are awful. New vans are shocking, apparently.
But it doesn't. How many vans would you two say you get in that don't have a problem?
None.
Is this probably actually? Let's cut the short because we're running massively behind it. Mark, is this a bit of a feature for next week?
Yeah, no, sounds good. Yeah.
New vans.
Yeah. We don't do new, but I can tell you about them. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a good. So we're gonna have Diaries of a Caravan Dealer. I've just thought of that. It's like that. I've got John's Jobs and Diaries of a Caravan Dealer.
Oh.
DCD. No one's saying anything. Help me.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Right, so see you next week, Mark, and we'll pick a subject and we'll talk about anything in the caravan industry, matey.
Yeah, no, sounds good.
Just do your research next time.
Yeah,
I'll come prepared.
And can you buy a webcam?
I don't know. Is it terrible? Is the picture awful?
It's not the greatest.
You don't really want to see this, to be fair.
Right, mate. We'll speak to you next week.
Yeah, see you later.
All right,
See you,
mate.
Mark. Bye.
Okay, you want to ask any questions? You want to be on the show with Open Mic? You can get in touch with me on Twitter at Caravans and Campers at SY45RP. Follow me and I'll follow you back. You can also get me on Instagram at the Motorhome Man. And if you're watching on YouTube to help us out, if you can subscribe to the Motorhome Man YouTube channel and also Shane's channel.
We buy a Motorcaravan, sorry. And we've also got our email, which is themotorhomeshow@gmail.com. There we go.
Oh, I'm missing something.
Hold on.
Ask Lee has been no more this week. Wiley.
Well, yeah, you all right?
Why is there no Ask Lee tonight?
Well, I'm an oldie, aren't I?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Sunning ourselves in Devon.
Is that where you are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us all about it, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know, pleasantly surprised, really pleasantly surprised. I had emails from all the sites prior to coming down on new procedures put in place. But you're still a bit cautious, aren't you, when you're sort of heading
It's a bit like John said, wasn't it, earlier on?
Say again, sorry.
It was a bit like what John said earlier on. He was a bit apprehensive about getting out of the house.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't apprehensive about going out of the house. I went back to work for a month, but it was a case of how other people would be. But it's been quite an eye-opener, really, that how well people are sticking to what's been said to them. The site have done a fantastic job. I mean, I can only speak for this site that we're on. This is the first site we've come to. We got here. They've given us a leaflet that's got all coronavirus stuff in it. It's got a list of all the measures that they've put in place, government guidelines and all that lot. They've had all printed out, and they're giving those to everyone that comes in. There's signage put up all around the site, and they put a one-way system in. Hand dispensers for hand sanitizer all over the place. They've had to spend a bit of money to get open again, to be fair. And we've got here, and we never even gave it a thought, but they said that they're only 2/3 full, because for a start, the people from Wales can't travel over. So, we never even give that a thought. We just thought, oh yeah, sites are open, we can get away. Obviously, we'd had this booked since the start of the year, so it wasn't just a spur of the moment thing. We've been booked since the start of the year, and sites were open. We thought we'd come and give it a go. But yeah, they brought us onto the pitch. They told us where to go. Really good. The really interesting thing, we went down to the beach today, walked the dog down to the beach, and despite all the stuff you're seeing on the media of how the beaches look, didn't look anything like it. Nothing like it at all. Everyone was in their own little groups and spaced out. It was really quite surprising, considering what everyone's been led to believe for the last few weeks of how beaches are looking. I mean, again, I can only speak for the one that we're at, but
I've actually seen quite a few people say the same sort of thing and take photos of the beaches with nobody on.
Yeah. The first two bits, there was loads of people. Beyond that, you were allowed the dogs. There was just people walking around with dogs, but there was just wide open space. There was plenty of room for everyone. No one was cramped in. It was really, considering what everyone's been led to believe for the last month or so. Excuse me. It was a pleasant surprise.
I know you quite well, Lee, and you look really surprised about it all, to be honest.
Yeah, I was expecting to get here, and we weren't sure about the site. We've got our own facilities. We're quite happy to use them. We've both been and used the showers because you can tell that the effort's been put in there and people are abiding by it on the site. I think if we came here and everyone was sort of piling in, and it was a mess, and it looked like it was a risk, then we wouldn't bother. We'd use our own facilities, but you don't feel like that.
How have they done the showers and toilets?
They're saying to use every other basin so that you're not side by side. Showers are all shower cubicles, and they are all individual units as well. They're regularly being cleaned. They're saying there's someone on site constantly going around, making sure that everything's clean. We took the dog for a walk around the site last night. They were spraying everything down with disinfectant and cleaning everything off, when everyone was sort of packing up. And, it's ongoing through the day. They're working really hard. You take your hat off to them. They're working hard.
It puts faith in you on the campsite, though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Absolutely.
It's going back to something that we spoke about last week, where there are a few campsites that put prices up. You can't really blame them for the amount of work they're having to do now, and all the PPE equipment and everything like that, and all the the safety stuff for cordoning parts off and so on.
That's it. There's signs everywhere. You go through from the minute you arrive on site, there's signs, and they go all the way around. They're all the way around the toilet and shower block. All those signs cost money. All these leaflets, they've all cost money. It's money that they wouldn't have normally had to spend, having missed the biggest part of their season. So,
and the weather that they would have had as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
There is quite a poignant comment there, Shane, that Kev Jones actually put. Last comment. He said, "Don't forget, lads, the day the beaches were packed, it was 30 degrees. That's not a bad point. It'd be interestingly, if you do get a nice day, what the reaction would be on the beaches."
I think there's also probably a mixture of where the pubs and everything were back open as well.
Yeah,
it might have led a few people away.
That's I mean, today it's probably 22, 23 degrees here today. Yeah. The weather's been really nice. I think the difference is people have come down here, and I think people have they know that, I suppose, they're being monitored, because there is a risk that if it all goes pear-shaped, we're all going back home. So I think people are being very cautious of it. We even decided on so you can tell I've had a couple. Walking back this afternoon, we decided to stop at the pub.
Is there a bar on site?
No, not on this site. No, there's as you walk down to the beach, that you pass 3 or 4. And we looked at them yesterday when we walked past, and the one that we stopped at today, we stopped at purely because there was a real obvious one-way system through the bar. You literally walk in, they take all your details, you've got to give them your phone number, your name, all that sort of stuff, and then go to the bar, order your drinks, and then go back out, and then they... Sorry, Sam's just bit James' ass. So yeah, and then they bring the drinks out to the table to you. So, we just felt like it was nice to sit in a pub and have a proper draft Guinness, but at the same time, I don't think it'd be something, people are talking about getting out and having nights out again. I think it's that sort of thing's a long way off.
Yeah. It's going to be a while there, Lee, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I really don't see when it's ever going to change in the next year or two.
Well, that's it. How long is this going to be around? I think it's going to be for some time, isn't it? It's something that people are going to have to get used to. Going out as we have known it is certainly not going to be like that for quite some time again, I don't think.
No, you're right. No. Do you want to bring John back up? Because obviously he went to the caravan place.
Hi, Lee.
Hi, mate. You all right?
Anything
good,
you
mate.
want to ask Lee, John?
How was the drive down? Because when we rocked up to the storage yard yesterday, the couple in their Bailey next to ours, they were hitching up at the same time, and I was like, "Oh, where are you off to?" He said, "Oh, we're going to Devon." I was like, "Oh, good luck." How were the roads?
We drove halfway down Friday night, late Friday night, just crashed over for the night, and then got back on the road about 9:30. Yeah, about 9:30 we got back on the road. Yeah. And to be fair, apart from some roadworks, it was pretty much straight through. From when we it was sort of like the last probably hour and a bit where we started seeing all the caravans and motorhomes. You know, prior to that, you're driving along and, you know, you're thinking, crikey, we're the only ones out. But then all of a sudden, they're everywhere. They were everywhere.
I think that's what the thing, wasn't it? People were expecting yesterday to be a madness day of everybody going, right, we can get out, let's everybody go. But hopefully not as bad as it was.
Teresa Timms, Lee, you remember Teresa Timms?
Competition winner from last week.
Oh, hang on, I'll have you in a minute. We picked our first motorhome up yesterday. The dealers were busy. We left at 8 a.m. and between Ipswich and Newark, we must have passed at least 100 caravans and motorhomes on the road. Happy birthday to Teresa Timms' husband. 15 quid, you owe me, Lee. That theft stuff. Postage, 15 quid. I couldn't believe it. He comes walking in with this big box of stuff. I've had to package it all out as well and everything. And then take the post off.
It all out? Who packaged it all out?
Oh, I watched. I took the post off. It's 15 quid. Well, I don't mind. It was good of you to actually put that up, mate, to be honest with you.
No problem.
I think she'll be happy with me because there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, there was quite the whole additive range, yeah.
So, are you back next week as normal then, Lee?
We get back home next Sunday. We're here now till Tuesday, and then we're moving on to another site there for 3 days, and then we're stopping at Cheltenham on the way home. We're stopping at Cheltenham on the way home for 2 nights.
I hate it.
No, he's this is his first trip in it away, so he's exploring, shall we say?
What's he been like?
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
He's been really good. When we're at home, if you open the doors, he won't go out by himself. But we're here, and he's got one of the leads on one of the spikes, and he's in and out all day long. We took him down to the beach today, and he got to the water, got to the edge of the water. My wife went in, sort of paddling. He went and stood there. No, come running back, stood behind me. So, of course, while I was watching him, water comes straight over my feet, trainers and everything. So, so ditched mine off and goes into the water. And as soon as I did, he came in a bit further then. But yeah, he was a bit shocked by it. And of course, he's meeting a lot of other dogs, which because of all this, he's not been able to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a bit of an eye opener for him. He's sleeping well anyway because he's tiring out in the day.
We find it with our dog as well. He loves going away in the caravan, and as soon as we get in, as soon as we start setting up and the steadies are down, he's in onto the front and just sitting out, just looking, just people watching. Loves it.
That's what Doris does as well. She's exactly the same. Just sits on the seat, just watching everybody go by.
Yeah.
God,
it's a big outstation or something like that. She shouts at them. I know.
Right, I'll tell you what, a good thing to just sum the old programme up, really, and it's Phil Green who commented about 4 up per shame, and that just sums everything up, really.
Sorry.
The majority of people are sensible. They just want to get away in their vans.
Yep.
And the majority of caravanners, motorhomes are very sensible people. They do just want to get away in the vans. They're quite happy to basically...
I think some of the letdown on that will be the people who can't go abroad this year and have just bought themselves something so they can get away.
Yeah, that's probably like, say, when Rob opens up to everybody else on the 15th, and like other campsites, there's going to be a problem, Lee, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, gives us a bit of a high to finish on.
You just broke up. I couldn't really hear what you're saying. Plus, I was looking how well your hair's looking tonight.
What are you drinking?
Iron Maiden Trooper.
Whoa!
Sorry, hold on, wrong one. There we go. I made a
I'm going to
Trooper
delete
beer,
that.
though.
I made that. That's a great beer. That is Trooper.
It is,
What
yeah.
What album is it off then, Lee?
Say again.
What album is it off?
It's not. It was out of a glass, out of a bottle.
Trooper, the song from Iron Maiden, was off which album?
I can't remember.
I named 2 songs off the album. Just because I like me hip hop, I'd still like me Maiden.
Go on then.
It was Number of the Beast.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Was?
Sure.
It's
Sure.
with Run to the Hills and was.
He's
doubting himself now. Look.
I am, yeah.
Listen, that was a tumbleweed moment then, wasn't it?
He's Googling it as well.
I'm having a look now.
It was Trooper.
So it wasn't off Peace of Mind then.
Oh, wow, yeah,
I think Bob's made a good.
Yeah, Peace of Mind was. Anyway, people haven't got an absolute clue. Did Lee just Iron Maiden Trooper? Great beer, great band. Totally agree with you, Bob. I must
It
have
is
saw
Robinson
them.
Brewery, yeah.
I grew up with them. Are we going to wrap up, mate?
Yep, we shall do.
So next week, we're getting a bit of a plan with this Motorhome show. We've got Astley as always, only because he's popular. We've also got our new feature now with John talking all about caravans and campsites, and then we're going to get you better bring Mark up. And we've now got, God, it's busy up here. And we've got Mark now talking about the caravan industry and doing a different subject each week.
Thanks for that.
Then, shall we just say a big thank you to Robert, who's taking time out?
Thanks for having me, lads.
You're
or
right.
gentlemen. Should say gentlemen.
All right. You
Robert,
didn't say
you
that
know
when you want your rent, do you?
that.
I do. I'm always very nice when I want me rent. Happiest time of the year.
So, thanks everybody for watching. It's been great tonight, and we'll see you all. Bob Earnshaw's Peace of Mind, the album was Peace of Mind. Yeah,
I
I'll
realised
give him
Bob
that
had
one.
that taste.
Yeah,
and
we'll
getting back on
finish
again.
off with Bob. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you all next week.
See you later.
Bye.
See you
all.
soon.